Shema Yashala Yahweh Alahayanawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yashala Yahweh Alahayanawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yashala Yahweh Alahayanawa Yahweh Achad Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachai Kodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who well. I also want to say peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. It's a high spirit wind Judah. Oh, it's a high spirit wind Levi, spirit wind lawyer. Stand corrected. All right, formerly known as the high spirit wind Judah. All right. And speaking of, I wanted to go into a continuation of a brief history of Levi in Southern America, okay? And certain things that I picked up in the spirit, that I may have picked up in the spirit, all right, regarding Levi, all right, which Levi, who we know today is the so-called Haitians, all right? And when I think of Levi, I think about the time that I Googled, I think celebrity Haitians who are celebrities, Haitians who are rappers or singers, and Usher came up and Future came up. Of course, Wyclef came up, and I noticed how they have a certain refinement about themselves, even from an urban perspective. And I thought about it because you know what I mean. They're just priestly, and I thought about Aaron and the sons of Aaron, all right? How they had those elaborate garments, all right? They had those elaborate garments, okay? And you would think that that's the reason why certain people who are Levites, all right, they have that certain dignity about themselves when they dress, a certain polish about themselves when they dress. Going back to the sons of Aaron, man, and those elaborate garments, okay? Also, how it's known that Jake say in New Orleans, all right, it's like a landmine, because the way Levi reacts is if, you know, you make them upset, they just react instantly. But I also have reason to believe that goes back to them sitting in the seat of judgment, because Levi had different positions, all right? Levi held different positions in the temple, all right, depending on, you know, his office. One thing they did do was judge. So I have reason to believe that's the spirit the Most High put on Levi to give swift judgment. All right, unlike in America, where you have continual, you know, ongoing cases, you know, that can be dragged out for years, like O.J. Simpson, all right. It could just be dragged out. No, back in the ancient world, it was swift judgment. That's the nature of the East. All right. Even America once said that, you know, you have a right to a speedy trial. Okay. So, like I said, these are things I wanted to go into, and I failed to mention a couple of things in the first live stream. Was that one, all Levites don't look alike. You know, you have certain Levites who look like so-called Dominicans because they're on the same island. You have Levites who probably look like Edomites, all right, or look like the natives, okay, so-called natives, okay. So that's another thing too. It's not just a standard look of Levi, but there is an archetype look. Like every tribe has that archetype look, you know. But that doesn't mean all tribes look like that. For example, LeBron James would be like the archetype of a Judite, but all Israelites don't look like a LeBron James. They don't have those features like LeBron James, okay? You got certain, of course you have Israelite foreigners of all tribes, and you would think that they are just heathens, but really they are Israelite foreigners. You have Israelites who took on their mother's side, and it could be of another tribe or another nation, right? But they took on that phenotype, I believe that's how you say it, of their mother. So no, all tribes don't look alike, and that doesn't exclude Levi, all right? But there is like an archetype look, you know what I mean? So then I think about the Levites, or the so-called Haitians out there in Florida. They call them, what, Zoes? Like, well, I guess a particular gang of the Haitians out there in Florida, all right, so-called Haitians. But guess what? They have a similar spirit. They have a similar spirit out there in New Orleans, right? To those Levites out there in New Orleans, right? Because they're of the same tribe, okay? Of course, you got Benjamin out there too, the West Indians out there, or so-called West Indians, okay? And I have reason to believe that you have a lot of Levites in Memphis, because in my opinion, Memphis, Jake in Memphis has a similar spirit to Jake in New Orleans. Like the overall spirit in Memphis is similar to that of New Orleans, you know? And of course you got Judah, you got Gad out there, you know, Benjamin, but it's something about Jake in Memphis. And this is, like I said, it's a similar spirit to that of New Orleans and Chicago, I would say. But they got a certain look to themselves out there in Memphis. All right, I was originally from Memphis, okay? There's a certain look that I believe may go back to Levi. Levi has a certain head shape, all right? Like I said, going back to the archetype, Levi has a certain head shape, you know? Like Dolph has a certain head shape, like a Levite, you know? Certain brothers in the camp got a certain head shape, you see? That's another giveaway about Levi. Levi, you know, generally speaking, has a different shaped head, generally speaking, okay? But just going back, it's not just Judah in these cities. It's Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Reuben, you know? But they might have an overall dominant Judah culture, or Judah look, or Judah, you know, like behavior. But really they might be Levi or Simeon, all right? But just speaking of the South, because, you know, that's my area that I'm familiar with, Jake in New Orleans, all right? Then you have to remember in the state of Mississippi, like Natchez, Mississippi is right there by New Orleans, all right? It has a Louisiana type feel. Vicksburg is on the west. It's right outside of Louisiana, all right? It's west of Jackson. It's still in Mississippi, but it's right outside of Louisiana. And it's really like a French city, all right? With French architecture, you know? So you have places in Mississippi, you have to remember, Mississippi was once a part of Louisiana territory, you see? So, you know, going back to the original topic, another thing about Levi too, Haitian culture, the Levite men are known to be hard workers, very diligent workers, man, you know? But once again, you know, there are certain things that I have reason to believe, all right, that goes back to Levi in the temple. And it tells you that Simeon and Levi, roughly paraphrasing, they have those instruments of cruelty. And you know how they get down on the island of Hispaniola, okay? And it's that mindset of Levi, man, all right? So, you know, this is a continuation of that brief history, all right, which leads to what we see today, all right, leads to certain overall mindsets in certain cities, all right, within certain cultures, all right, within the southern United States, all right, that's rooted back in so-called Haitians, all right? And I speak as a man, and I say that a lot because it's not, I can't trace it back directly to the scriptures, you know, or you can't just, you know, say things like it's facts if it's really like a speculation, you know? But I wouldn't be surprised, all right, if, all right, the Maccabees, all right, or Judas Maccabees, all right, he could have been the leader of the Haitian revolt, all right? What's his name? Toussaint, all right? He could have been that person, okay? Because of his mindset, all right, and what he led and what the tribe he was from, you know, just a speculation, okay? That was something that was on my spirit this weekend, and I was just meditating on Levi. A lot of things you just pouncing on my spirit, man. All right. But Levi joined unto me. All right. Now he wasn't the firstborn son, but he was chosen out of the tribe as a firstborn, like separated from the nations as a firstborn, although he was not the firstborn. Okay, but Levi means join unto me, and that temple and the regiment he had in the temple, all right, kept him joined unto the Most High. Everything about Levi had to be pure. All right, everything about Levi had to be pure. And they said that Levi, you know, according to the scriptures, Levi was singing in the temple. Levi was a musician. All right. So it wasn't like Levi was just, you know, Levi's was just standing around, all right? When they were on a clock, so to speak, all right, holding posts, there were different things in the temple, and I hear that's where they got the structure in the so-called churches from, man. Because when you go to the so-called churches, we were raised in the church, like I was. What did they have? They had the singers, all right. You might have people singing before service, all right. You have what? You have the musician, the guy on the drums, the person on the cymbals, all right? That little bell thing that the older lady might hit while he's singing, all right? They got that from the temple, going back to Jerusalem. And it's funny, they got a structure from the so-called Old Testament, but Christianity tells you they don't follow the Old, we're no more subject to the Old Testament. All right, we don't follow the Old Testament, we don't follow the laws. But where did the Christianity get the concept of paying tithes? Tithe go back to tenth. You pay the tenth to who? The Levites. You see how selective the so-called church is? But they get their blueprint, their structure, all right, from the Levitical priesthood, man. All right, like I said, because you had in the temple, you had singers, you had musicians, all right? That was part of it, man. Okay? You had judges. Levi held posts at the gates. All right. Levi was in control of civil matters. All right. It tells you in the scriptures that Levi was a gift to you. Like, I will give you a Levite in your gates. All right. Levi taught the laws. All right. Levi broke down the laws. All right. So if you had a city, all right, you would construct the city, right? You would have Levites to teach the people the laws, all right, of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay. To teach you the understanding of the laws, man. So it's a beautiful thing, man, how the Most High designed the 12 tribes and everyone had a purpose, man. All right. That was beautiful, man. And it's still more to learn, you know. As it says in the scriptures, we are yet this day in our captivity. And going back to Levi's name, loyal, he joined to me, all right? He joined to who? Yahweh Shema Shai. Because although he wasn't the firstborn, he was selected, all right, out of the nation as though he was the firstborn, you know? So he was consecrated to the Most High. And because we are under the curses, all right, was that pursuant to Daniel the 9th chapter? All right, the curse is basically in effect. All right, Levi is joined to the Most High on the left hand side. Levi taps into what? Voodoo. All right, that's like being joined to the Most High on his left hand side. All right, so you have voodoo priests. All right, so they still have that innate capacity to tap into the spirit world, so to speak, but they do it through the left hand side through witchcraft. All right, because every kingdom had their priest, but priest doesn't mean holy. Priest just means the person that's really connected to the spirit world. So although Levi is supposed to be pure and holy because we're under the curses, okay, they're connected to the Most High on his left hand. All right, and it said historically that's how they were able to overcome the French, was through their voodoo. All right. But before we went to war back in the old country, we'll consort the Levites. We'll have a council, all right, with the Most High, all right, to see if we're going to take battle and win battle, okay? So, you know, this is just something that, Levi was responsible for the maintenance of the temple. I have reason to believe, I've heard a brother say it, based on research that he's done, how Levi is real good with mathematics, you know, good with numbers, all right? because you have to remember Levi is very temple, like an example of a Levite mindset is how specific the Most High was concerning Noah when it came to building the ark. Now Noah, at that time, there wasn't any tribes established, but you know how the Most High is very particular about how he wanted the ark. There was a very Levitical guideline, you know. But the Levite were teachers, man, instructors of the law, judges, because they understood the law. All right, they understood the need of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, all right, and the wants, all right, of Yahweh B'Shem Shai concerning obedience to his laws, man. Okay. But you know, that's pretty much the point. Like I said, this is a continuation of the first live stream, going into a brief history of Haitian history, all right, in southern United States, man. All right. But with that, I do hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakah HaKodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba Babal, come here, Shalom.